Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Cadbury, and I'm just gonna be showing off my Path of Exile build. A lot of people were asking me while I was streaming, what I'm running. Why do I have 15 mana? Just questions about what I'm doing and how it actually works out. So, starting off with auras, I run Vitality. For life regen, I get 1.05% life per second, and that's obviously good if you have a high HP pool. Wrath, it does additional lightning damage per attack, and Anger, which does additional fire damage per attack. And as you can see, the mana reserve, how auras work is they take a reserve. So rather than taking like 4 mana per second, they'll take just a total reserve. So this one is a total of 116, 122, and then 40%. So after all those are all taken, I have 15 mana left to spend. And I know a lot of people are like, well, how am I supposed to use my lightning strike? As you can see, I'm able to spam that. And you can see if you're looking at my health bar, actually I did not clear this area, I gotta be careful. I'm losing HP. So how I have my lightning strike gemmed, which is your primary attack, I do have shield charge as well. And that's going to be good for getting back away from monsters that you can't actually tank. But anyways, back to what I was saying. As you can see here, here's lightning strike. It's quality 14, which is pretty good, but you don't need a quality one, you just need a basic one. And then linked to that, I have faster attacks. Once again, you do not need this, but as you can see, I have 1,075 DPS. If I take that, oops, wrong thing. If I take that off, let me get back on lightning strike. Struggling right now. I lose about 200 damage, or 250. So I like to run that just for the DPS upgrade. And it's, just nice in general. Next up is is how this build to me works out well. I run blood magic, so if you have a link like this is only going to work if you see the item linked. So you see this little thing right here, it'll link it over. So lightning strike will get faster attacks, blood magic, so I can spend life for my skill instead of mana, and that's why I'm able to run this many auras, which allows me to have more damage and so on and so forth. So the reason I do that is just because I want to run more auras for more damage, and just, spamming mana pots is really annoying, especially once you get higher level. Mana pots become less efficient, so it makes it tougher. With my HP pool, as you see, I have like 2,300 HP at level 52. HP pots are pretty efficient. As you can see, this consumes 10 out of 32 charges, so I get 3 uses out of it, and if I run 4 of them, because I don't need to run like 2 health and 2 mana, or, 2 health and 3 mana, it allows me to pretty much cycle through my pot. So, use some skill, boom, 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 use pot 2, and then while I'm killing stuff, that's going to gain charges, but I don't have to use that one again. I can go to 3, and then that will start gaining charges, and then I can use 4, and 3 will go up. So pretty much you can just constantly cycle through your potions without ever running out, and it's almost like being invincible, I guess you want to say. Well, not invincible, but you just never run out of HP. And I'll go into my skill tree in a second. I want to show you guys the difference between an HP pot and a mana pot at higher level. Granted, these are colossals. I think I have something in my stash. Someone's gonna make a comment about how ugly my stash is. I'm just looking for a higher level mana flask. What do these require? Level 37. So these are actually comparable. That was 37. These are 34. But as you can see, it consumes 20 out of 40 charges. And that's the issue right there. I get 2 uses out of that, and the fact that I'm gonna have to use HP pots too is kind of annoying. So you're best off just getting, I think blood magic is really what makes this build good, and the fact that you can get so much more damage and all that, blah blah blah. And someone like, even if you want, let's say you want to run haste instead of vitality, that's more damage. You can run a different aura. But if you didn't want to do blood magic, your chances are you're going to want to run clarity, so you can spam your lightning strike, which is going to not allow you to run wrath and anger, which will drop your DPS overall. So through that, let's open up my skill tree and I'll explain why I'm doing what I'm doing. As you can see, I'm pretty much on this side of the tree. Well, yeah, because that's where a Templar starts. So I started off like this. I might actually remove this point. This is just silly to have 1 point there. Let me go ahead and do that real quick, actually. That's a joke to have that 1 point just sitting there. So I should finish this up, but I'm actually going to get this because shock is really big with lightning damage, so it doesn't hurt to get that. Anyways, this is how I started my tree. I went mana regeneration into elemental damage because you're using lightning strike, just real obvious reasons. And then Celestial Walker, you get elemental resistances plus elemental damage increase. Once again, just, very brainless decisions right there. Um, Intelligence, obviously, because we got to move on. And then we get this, which is 20% increased mana regeneration rate, which really don't need, but it just helped me because the way I connected through the tree. Otherwise, I would have had to go on, or I had to go, not go on, up around here, and it just wasn't efficient. So I just went down this way, reduced mana cost by 7, which I believe does work with blood magic, and will make it so I take less HP off instead of mana. And then intelligence, and then life from here. Discipline and training, more HP, maximum and percentage. And then over here, then drop down here. Swashbuckler, more damage, one-hand melee weapons plus the strength. As a Templar, you're primarily using strength and intelligence, because that's just the way it works. Then some strength nodes and precision. But I don't think I got these till later on. I didn't touch these area down here. I pretty much went like boom, 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 up here, and then over into Catalyst, which is more elemental damage. Over here, and then I went up, got more life. These life nodes are just so important, I think. And then went over here, and then I finished this off, and then I think from there I came back down over here and went over, got precision and went up, because your hit rate is very important. It starts to fall off because you don't really get much dex or hit rate anywhere in this tree. So after I finished up body and soul, I came back down over here and went over and got these two, body and soul and precision. And then from there I went back up here, picked up Zealot's Oath, and this is a really important build, or I think area in the skill too, or in the skill tree. This is completely optional. You don't have to get it, but I do recommend it, just the way you use it. So since you're spending HP as your primary skill, why not have a regeneration on your energy shield? You could use it on your HP, but like I said, your shield's pretty much, I think it's I consider it my safety measure. If my shield starts going, I really start paying attention to my HP. And but that's good to have, because your HP regen replies to that. So another thing is rejuvenation totem is going to be really important. Later on down the road, I'm definitely going to have my gear more oriented towards mana a little bit, so that I'm able to use shield charge and rejuvenation totem, because this is 58.4 life per second. I mean, going onto your shield plus your passive regen. So if I was able to, like, let me take this off real quick. My regen's going to be pretty slow. I'm going to be getting 58.4 HP per second onto my shield, which is huge. That way I can safely spam my skills and just drink mana pot or health pots to, to buffer that and make sure I stay at full HP. So I just preference. You really don't have to do it, but if you're going to be using blood magic, I highly suggest it. And then after I got that, I went over here, picked up fitness. Well, obviously life and fitness came around here. Got a couple intelligence nodes, and then went down here, and then got Inner Force, which is a 18% increase of buffs on you. You do have the option of dropping down here if your gear's not really working well around elemental resists. Let's say you're like, I like this piece of gear, but it doesn't have elemental resist. Then these are good nodes. You can get them right here. When you come down farther over here, you can get them. Where am I? Right here. You get these ones again. And then I think there's another one. Yep, right there. So there's spots all over. So you can literally just come right down here. Or actually, let me rephrase it. Drop straight down here, and then you get more damage with maces right here. So you can go 1, 2, 3, go over, get that one. And then if you wanted to, so down from here, down, get into maces, go over one more, get into more resist, go up one more, and get more resist. That's just saying that's not necessary. I'll do that later on in my build. I don't need it at the moment. But anyway, so I went, after this one, I went over here, came down, got the buff, and like I said, there's the elemental resist if you choose to do so. And then I went up here. You don't have to take this dex node. I mean, this is just a rough idea. You don't have to follow mine exactly. I will put a link to it in the description if you choose to follow it exactly. So then I got agility, because I do use faster attacks, and I like to skill that up. So faster attacks requires 73 dex. I have 84, so that's why I got that node. You really don't have to get it if you choose not to use faster attacks, which I do recommend for the damage. And then I went up into might. I'm going to work my way around here. That's attack speed with maces, critical strike multiplier, all the way over here, and you get 12% more physical damage and 20% more elemental damage with maces. Pretty awesome. And then, as you can see, this node went up. Over here, Divine Toughness, more HP. It's all about those life nodes, all about them. And then over into Intelligence, and then Static Blows. Because you're doing lightning damage, you want to have that chance to shock them. When you shock somebody, you increase their damage output just by, like, it's almost like critting them. Or this, I would say it is like critting them. And then around here to get more shock duration. But from there in the tree, like I said, I'll definitely venture more down this way instead of more outward over here. Really don't see much I'll use over here at all. As I get higher level, if I do manage to stay alive on this character, because it is hardcore, I'll let you know on how it works out. Currently, I'm almost done with Cruel difficulty, so I'm pretty far in, but I really don't have much issues. I'll just go find a monster real quick so I can show you guys how this works. Here's some guys, okay. So you can charge up with shield, but they're just hitting me, and like I said, look at the buffer on my shield regen, and then I can just spam that, pop an HP pot, and I'm able, like, these guys are 5 levels lower, so it's nothing crazy, but as you can see, just popping an HP pot is enough to buffer up my HP. And if you do manage to have enough HP or mana pool to use Rejuve Totem, like, I'll take it off real quick just to show you how fast my shield will stay up. So I'll drop that real quick, and I can pretty much just sit here and tank them. As long as I don't kill my totem, I mean, look how fast that thing regenerates. It's almost absurd, so like I said, follow this build as loosely as you want, but it works out for me. And then if you get in any sticky situations, so like, oh no, I'm getting low HP, you just shield charge out. Best thing you can do is hold shift and just click a direction. And then if, like, if you're fighting something you just know you can't tank, hold shift and just right click the ground. And you can actually kill stuff like that because the lightning like spreads out. So let's find another guy that's kind of far away. Okay, this skeleton, just click him deep, and you can see I'm just killing him from a range. So this build does have its efficiency, and like I said, you really just got to pay attention and make sure you cycle through your HP pots. So that's it for this. Hopefully you guys can make use of this. I know a lot of you guys were asking, and I will catch you next time.